a little bit of a rainy Saturday, so I am headed up to Connecticut for another 3 Men in a Basement comic swap. We're going to go to 3 different sites, see some comic folks, pick up some books, go out to dinner, have a good time, and we'll take you along for the ride. Approaching our first stop, Brickhouse Comics. Where are we? Is it right here? Yep, there's a 3 Men in a Basement sign. Hey! Look at this motley crew. People digging for comics here. Hey there, panelologists. This is Jim from Bronzeville Comics coming to you with another video. Before we get started, like, comment, subscribe, do all that great stuff. Follow us on the other socials. Bronzeville_comics on Instagram. Same thing on Whatnot. There's a link in the description of this video that if you use it to sign up for Whatnot, you get $10 off your first purchase. And also there is a link to my eBay store as well as my email. So if you want to reach out to me with any questions, please feel free to do so. So today was the one of the, I guess, the best described as the 3 Men in a Basement fall comic crawl, the fall crawl. And so Otto from 3 Men in a Basement really spearheads it. He gets people from all over the Northeast comic book community, from Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey, and of course Connecticut, to come and go to a few stores and dig for comic books. And the comic book stores give us some really great deals. So I basically have like a short box of books that I picked up today. So our first stop, actually, the first stop was Brickhouse Comics, and Otto had 2 books that I had won at Terrificon from their Where's Otto contest, where I took a picture of Otto when he was not at the 3 Men in a Basement booth. And these are pretty cool. They are 2 books. Both of these signed by Kevin Smith, the writer of the books. So Kevin Smith signatures. So I'm not familiar with either of these. I'll check these out. I guess there's a Jay and Silent Bob component to this. I'm not sure about the other ones. Masquerade and Quick Stops. Not familiar with those. So our first stop was Brickhouse Comics, and they had great deals, had a really good selection, basically 50% off all their bins. Let's take a look at the store.
It's my favorite Spidey cover. It's a great cover. It's my favorite.
I read the first A was the first show at the time.
So I went to digging. I think you saw it in there. There were some books after I went through the 50% off. They're 70% off. So I just grabbed a bunch of books. Most of these are for the PC. This first batch, because I didn't collect the title, unfortunately, as it was coming out, because there's some good keys in there. Not any of these, but Teen Titans Go. I got a few of those. Number 30, number 29, number 28. I think 25 is one of the big keys in that. And I also, there are a few more, 33 and 24. And I also picked up this for Bronze Horror Night, Marvel 15 Center, Tower of Shadows, number 7. I bought some Detective Comics because I think I don't have a large run of Detective pre-Crisis, let's say. So was it 519, 516, and 533, and 515. And then I picked up, so those are all for to save. They're going on the PC. This is a pretty nice copy of Question number 1. This will probably go in spec for me. This is Tales of Teen Titans 43. This is the issue, part of the Judas Contract storyline, the issue before Dick Grayson becomes Nightwing, and then early Brother Blood appearance, just like that George Perez cover. And then I picked this up, which I thought was a pretty cool deal. It is Rocketeer number 2, a Dave Stevens cover, backup story by Steve Ditko. So that's from Pacific Comics, which was a indie comic publisher in the 1980s. So then the rest of the books I picked up from Brickhouse. Let me just go through those. And there's a little, I guess, a surprise for you in there. There'll be a surprise for me. A Batman Adventures with a DC Universe logo. I'm not sure of the rarity. Some of these DC Universe logos are much rarer than others. There is a website, I think CBSI did an article on the relative scarcity of them. I was kind of looking for like higher grade silver and bronze. This is a pretty nice copy of Jimmy Olsen 96. No key significance there. I did pick this up. This does have some key significance. It is lower grade. There's on the spine, but it's Flash Gordon number 1, the first in the run from King Comics in the 60s. I did spend a little bit more on this. This is going in the PC. It is Green Arrow 77. That's the second Denny O'Neil, Neil Adams collaboration on the Green Lantern title, when the cover was Green Lantern, Green Arrow. I picked up this. I thought this was a real nice copy. This could be an upgrade over what's in my PC. It's a pretty nice copy of Justice League of America 73. This is one of the JLA JSA crossovers. I think this is the first appearance of the Golden Age Superman in the Silver Age, and I have a hard time passing up Joe Kubert superhero covers. Early Flash 128. I guess that's an Abracadabra appearance. Decent condition for 12 center. Teen Titans Go number 15. That'll go on the PC. I picked up these Teen Titans books just because. 22. I picked up a couple other Teen Titans, I think. Did I? I think I picked up like 3 of them. This, I've always loved this Nick Cardy cover with number 28. Aqualad socking Robin in the jaw. That's a really great cover. Unfortunately, in terms of my own PC, I have not gotten to the point where I can figure out which Teen Titans issues I need versus which I do not. Then I picked up this Lois Lane, just a Neil Adams cover. I picked up this one because it's an early issue at 12 center. She's quite dismayed that Superman is married a mermaid. And like watching The Little Mermaid, and this kind of gets me to wonder, do mermaids lay eggs or have live births? I'm not sure. This, I like the cover of this. This is a Tom Mandrake cover of Batman 399. I just picked one of these up off Whatnot. None of these I've really taken a close look at. I will take a closer look at this to see if it is in gradable condition. My biggest concern is there may be discoloration on the spine. But that book is, I think, about $100 in a 9.8. Werewolf by Night 4. Can't go wrong with early Werewolf by Night. Mike Klug cover. This is $4.89. The second appearance of Bane in a newsstand. This is a PC book. Shazam 31. Just kind of filling in the Shazam run. It was a nice high grade. And I think that's the first appearance of Minuteman in the modern age. Then I picked this up. Hulk 178 with this Adam Warlock appearance. Now here, I picked this up and I saw this on the front. And this is a book I've been kind of targeting. It's a 3-pack. I don't know what the other... Well, I did take a look at one of the other books in there, but I didn't see the middle book. I didn't open up the pack. I figure I'd save that. So they were these Dynamite Comics 3-packs. 3 new mags for 89 cents. So you can see there's a Superboy Legion of Superheroes as the back issue. I'm not sure what the one in the middle is. So I figured, hey, it's worth a gamble. I'm not going to keep these in the 3-pack. I grabbed the Teen Titans because that's the first appearance of Karen Beecher, who a few issues later becomes Bumblebee, the first African-American female superhero in DC Comics. And I've said this before. I've been picking up that book, those 2 books, the first Karen Beecher and the first Bumblebee, frequently. This is in pretty high grade because it has been protected all these years by the polybag. This is an early Tyrock appearance, who was a member of the Legion of Superheroes in the 70s with a like sonic scream powers and a really skimpy outfit, which a lot of the both male and female Legion members did when Cockrum and Grell redesigned them. And then, okay, the middle one is a Green Lantern 92. So these are all in really nice shape. I'm just going to put these to the side because I do now have to re-bag and board them. Definitely needing a press. I don't know what the values of the books might be in high grade. Not sure if it's getting graded. Excuse me. We went out for dinner afterwards, and the burger's still sitting on me a little bit. Journey into Mystery 2 from the 70s. Then I picked this up. I am chasing. I'm not sure now that I see in the harsher light. I'm not sure. It's that Black Spine. I'm chasing this bad boy in a 9.8. Figured, give it a shot. See what a press will do for it. This has a huge value jump when you go 9.6 to 9.8. There's a big difference. Yeah, it goes from about a $100 book in a 9.6 to a $400 book in a 9.8. First appearance of The Simpsons in comics. Then I picked this up, ASM 253, newsstand copy. Is it just a regular newsstand? Yes. First appearance of The Rose, the son of Kingpin. Figure maybe, supposedly a recasting Vanessa Fisk, so we could see the son of Kingpin. This is a little bit lower grade, but it's Doctor Strange 179. First appearance of Nightmare. Then Fast Willie Jackson #2. That is those books are hard to find. It's got a little bit of staining up top, but decent. Then this book, I might take a real close look at this to press it. This is Coyote 11. It is the first published artwork of Todd McFarlane. Justice League 102. This is like a favorite of mine. It really kind of has the third part of a crossover. This was the first Justice League of America book I ever got as a kid. I had gotten a few other books, some Batman, some Brave and the Bold prior to this, but this is probably the book I would credit with really starting my comic book collecting as a hobby, because I'll show you the it was good marketing on DC's part, the way that they did it, right? So I was enthralled with this book because there were so many heroes. There was the Justice League, the Justice Society, the Seven Soldiers of Victory. It was a third part of a three-parter, and it took me several years. So I picked this up, I was like maybe 5 or 6 years old when I first bought this book. This is not a high-grade copy by any means. This is like yet another reader copy. I didn't know where my other reader copies were. But it has... So there were two things in this book. When they finally get everybody together, it's only a half splash page, but you got like 33 characters there. And this was like my introduction to the world of DC, Earth 2, all the members of the Justice League, Justice Society. Interesting, Jay Garrick didn't make it into the story. But Red Tornado sacrifices himself. He got better. But they thought he sacrificed himself. So this, the final panel is like this remembrance of the sacrifice that Red Tornado made, and Wing, the partner of the sidekick, I guess, of the Crimson Avenger, who they just recently brought back in the Stargirl miniseries, and then they killed him again. But this little strip down here in pink where it says next issue on sale on or about October 10th, and also has an ad for first issue of Commandy. I remember like targeting that date when I was 6 years old and saying to my mom, I have to get the next issue. And I think it was at a Pathmark. She was able to get a copy of 103, and essentially I haven't missed an issue since. There were 2 months that I somehow didn't get it. 190, I think it was 198 and 201 or something. At any rate, I got it later. Then I picked up this just early Avengers, and this, I didn't even totally realize this at the time, but this is a pretty high grade copy. I'm gonna have to take a much closer look at it, and there's some damage on top, but still, it is a newsstand of X-Men Adventures 1. We're gonna put this in the spec pile for when we see the animated series. Witching Hour number 10. It's a pretty nice copy with a black cover. Getting ready for my October 30th Bronze Age horror sale on Whatnot. A little bit lower grade, but an X-Men, Silver Age X-Men, can't go wrong with that. This is a key, I forgot the exact character that's introduced in here, Master Kung Fu 115. That was a hot book leading up to Shang-Chi movie. Then another newsstand, but it's an earlier newsstand. And it's Incredible Hulk 256, the first appearance of Sabra, character that is going to be in the Captain America Brave New World film. New X-Men 15, first appearance of Dust. This book has especially, I mean, look at all the black. I will have to take a look to see if this is a candidate. I haven't looked at, but a couple of these books closely. Another nice horror movie, Tomb of Dracula 6. Nice shape, too. And then finally, funny story with this one. Uncanny X-Men 244, first appearance of Jubilee, and it is a newsstand copy. So I was taking a real close look at this to see if it was a high enough grade to be graded. Spine looks pretty clean, and I'm looking, like I like to look at the spine from an angle to catch the light differently. The trouble with looking at this book is the artwork from the advertisement on the back cover, because it's a slight miswrap kind of runs around, and those little whites there are from the artwork in the back cover. There's maybe a little potentially color breaking ticks on the back. So I'm looking at the top edge, and I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but there's something in there in that centerfold, and it is a Mark Jewelers insert. So this is a 1989 Mark Jewelers. I was real happy to get that. So that was the haul from Brick House. And then they gave two options as to where to go for the middle stop. Because kind of like we were scheduled to be there. We got to Brick House at 9. We were set to arrive at the next place at noon, and then the final spot at 3. And there was a little bit of a drive between each, and obviously we spent time at each stop. So Heroes and Hitters was the next stop.
Today we're at our second stop, Heroes and Hitters. I've never been here before. I think this is the first time. Is this the first time? At least in the crawls I've been to. They've been included, so we are headed in, and we're gonna look for some more comic books. I'm sure there'll be some familiar faces digging through. Hey.
Just dug through the back issues. Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes 253, the first appearance of Block. That's Block. I have a few of his first appearance. This I thought was a pretty clean copy of Secret Wars number 7, the first appearance of Julia Carpenter, Spider-Woman. If Sydney Sweeney is playing her in the movie, this, I'm going to look to see if that's potential to get graded. This was just a nice, cheap copy of one of these JLA, JSA crossovers with the Shazam Squadron of Justice. A bunch of heroes from Fawcett Comics that DC had acquired at the time. Another Journey into Mystery 3. So I think I'll have 1, 2, and 3 all in the Bronze Horror Night. Now, I'm pretty sure I have a copy of 1 that'll be coming to the Bronze Horror Night. So we need some focus. This issue I picked up, G.I. Combat 288. It's a newsstand. It's the final issue. And that's a newsie from 1987. So, just being a final issue has a little bit of key significance. There we go. I didn't notice that the staple was popped in the top here, but I just really like that cover of Ghosts. Also like this cover of Ghosts. And the right price, you can't pass up the Ghost Rider Glow in the Dark cover by Mark Teixeira. Now, this particular issue, I just was looking on my CLZ app. I didn't have this. The only issue of the series I didn't have. Now I have 1 through, I think it's 247 plus 0 and a million of Flash Volume 2. So, run completed. Flash Volume 1, they had just a few, maybe 4 Silver Age Flash issues. And I grabbed the one that had that seemed the nicest. And I thought the price was reasonable. Kind of low-key working on that. That's going to go in the PC. I'm pretty sure this is Adam Hughes. Not positive, but a nice Catwoman cover. Then I need some Booster Gold to fill out the run. I've been picking this up on the cheap when I can. I got a bunch at the crawl last time. What is wrong with the focus here today? I'm going to move the camera just a little bit. There we go. Maybe that'll be better. So, just trying to low-key finish the run. I needed number 2. Those are going in the PC. And these are for sale. They're a little bit lower grade. Not, they have some spine ticks, but 3 of the 4 parts of the Frank Miller Year 1 storyline, 404, newsstand, 406, newsstand. And now I'm getting used to just looking at the newsstands to see if I see anything extra inside with those Mark Jewelers. Always, especially for keys, for a run filler. And then 407, part 4. Archie Bikini books, 15 Center especially. I'm going to have an Archie night at some point. This one looked pretty clean as well. I do have a 9.8 of this already, but All-Star Squadron number 25, the first appearance of Infinity Inc. And a bunch of the other characters. Does make me a little nervous that it's written in ballpoint pen on the sticker there. Then this, I picked up a copy of this at Baltimore. First Starman, Adventure Comics 467, the Prince Gavin version. I had highlighted that like in an underappreciated 70s first appearances. Legion first appearance here, 371. First appearance of Chemical King, mid-grader. Action Comics, 598. First appearance of Checkmate. There's a connection to Amanda Waller. She is Checkmate, Suicide Squad, and actually, if you watch the, what was the recent Superman animated series? My Adventures with Superman. They did make reference. Amanda Waller's in there, and they did make reference to Checkmate. And then finally, this may look familiar. Teen Titans 45, first appearance of Karen Beecher, who later becomes Bumblebee. And I do like to reference, because I do think it's going to inform perhaps some of what James Gunn might do. He has indicated that. Some of the animated stuff. Young Justice, Teen Titans Go, DC Superhero Girls, which had 2 different incarnations as an animated series. And Bumblebee was a lead character in the second iteration of that. So anyway, that was the haul from Heroes and Hitters. Then I went to Second Alarm Comics.
No, you want to just step back.
So here at Second Alarm Comics, another stop on the crawl. I'm here late after other folks have come and gone. So picking up some comic books.
And most people chose one or the other. And a few people were like, "Are you going to go over there?" I said, "Yeah, I'll go over there." And then they didn't. But I picked up a few books. Again, a bunch of these horrors. House of Secrets 82. I believe that's a Nick Cardy cover. Then we go a little bit further down to 12 Center, House of Mystery, number 139. That's pretty cool. It was in decent shape. This I needed. I think it's just dirty. I don't think it's stained. We'll see how. I mean, not that I'm going to get it graded, but Adventure Comics 322. You have seen this. If you watch the channel, you've seen this book more than once. It is mid-grader. Shade the Changing Man, number 1. Again, he's a member of the Justice League Dark in the comics. One of the characters I'm speculating on, not putting a lot of money in it. Another character I'm speculating on, but I think it's almost a certainty that we will see her, is Zatanna. Her first solo story is a backup in this Flash 198. Really cool Gil Kane cover there. And then they had a small box of Golden Age comics. And I've been working on my Golden Age comic checklist. I've been, again, if you've been following the channel, I have been collecting books from May 1946. And I kind of have been trying to put together which books from which titles and which issue numbers to make it a little bit easier to look. And I checked my checklist, and boom, Magic Comics number 82 from May 1946, Dagwood cover. So I think this, I don't know if it was new stories or reprints of newspaper strips, but it was a nice, affordable, and it's in pretty decent shape. I mean, it's solid mid-grade, which more than fits my criteria, what I'm looking for my May 1946. And then they gave us a grab bag, which was very nice. It said modern books. He had actually had a new silver bronze collection come in. He says, "I know that's what you're really interested in." So that's where I got the Shade and the Flash book. So let's see what we got. This is a Bernardo from Boom, a wraparound number 1. Not really familiar with that. Interesting. And no idea. That's the thing with Virgin covers. No idea what they are. Hit me up in the comments if you know better than I what that is. So that was it. And then the last stop of the day before dinner was Sarge's.
Here we are, final stop, Sarge's Comics and More. So let's head inside and see what's going on. Folks digging chicken comps.
And it was not Sarge's basement. So he gave us a great deal off stuff in the store, and I took my time going around. It turned out most of the better stuff I was looking for was like in a silver bronze bin. I did pick this up because I thought it was really sharp. Crisis on Infinite Earths 8, The Death of Barry Allen. And then Bronze Horror Night, Tomb of Dracula 19. I'm going to keep this one. I don't believe I have it as part of my 100-pager collection, even though somebody wrote with some pen right there in the mystery on the trade dress. 100-pager, House of Mystery 225. This is a DC 72 book that I did not have. It does have a crease in it, but the rest of it's pretty nice. Forbidden Tales of Dark Mansion, number 8. That's the December issue. Very nice. Neil Adams cover of House of Mystery 191. Getting off of the horror for a moment. A sharper copy. You know, this is a book that, you know, could I get it in a 9.8? Maybe, maybe not. We'll take a closer look. First appearance of Captain Carrot in one of those inserts that DC did a lot in the 1980s. House of Secrets, 132. Ghosts, 26. Just if I thought the books looked to be in, you know, a little bit better shape. We're Up by Night, 22. Tomb of Dracula, 26. I think this is Neil Adams. House of Mystery 182. This is a pretty cool cover. Chamber Chills 9. And you can tell this might have been put in the bag a little while ago. They have like a VHS tape sticker holding the flap of the bag down. So that was it. But there were still a couple more books to add. A few more books to add to the collection. These are books that I had gotten. So Joe, you got my stuff? My stuff.
Everybody cocaine bear. Oh, I'm in the way.
What do we got?
We got stuff. We got some good stuff. And a kissy cover. Happy
Thank
birthday.
you very much.
Yeah.
Some books from 360 Comics. I had gotten some books from my buddy Joe with 360 Comics. Follow him on YouTube, Instagram. He does claim sales all the time, and he's always getting great collections. So I needed to get some stuff from him. So you saw it briefly there. This was a gift. He gifted me this. This book I have been looking for as part of my 100 Pagers run. This is DC Super Spectacular number 5, Love Stories, and it is a pretty sharp copy. It's got corner creasing there. So technically, corner creasing up top, bring grade down. But, this is a hard book to get. And the spine is pretty nice. This is PC all day. This I'm just going to keep. I've been wanting a copy of this book for a long time. Got that. And then in a claim sale, because the copy I had, I think, was a little bit lower grade. Hopefully this is an upgrade. It's Batman 222 with this kind of Beatles appearance there. Neil Adams cover. Awesome. And then a book, and this is probably one of the pricier books from May 1946 that I picked up for him, because it is a Detective Comics with Batman. Number 111 from May of 1946. Interesting non-campy cover for this era. Detective, I think, tended to have less campy covers. The World's Finest had the campiest, and Batman tended to be a little more campy and cheesy. Detective's a little more hard-boiled, I would say. So this is, it's got its flaws, but it is a solid, complete copy. It's funny, the DC just published the facsimile editions of 2 Detective Comics, the first Riddler and the first Penguin. And you can kind of tell with in the Riddler book, there's still a bunch of the detective stories. Now, Slam Bradley, I think, stays in there. He was in, he's a Siegel and Schuster creation that was in Detective before Batman got there. He stayed for a long time, and DC still uses him in news stories. He like trained Catwoman, so he's stuck around for a long time. But you could see as we got further into the 40s, DC was getting away from the straight up plainclothes detectives in Detective Comics and bringing in action superheroes, like Boy Commandos by Simon and Kirby is in that issue, and I think Airwave is in that issue. Robot Man came along. I think he'd been in a little bit earlier. So just some interesting backups. There's a trade-off. Like a Golden Age Batman comic is all Batman stories. A Golden Age Detective Comics has usually one Batman story and other characters as backups. And that continued. You know, that's why Martian Manhunter premieres in Detective Comics. And similarly with Superman and Action Comics, there were always backup features into the 60s. And eventually Superman's backup became Supergirl. But Detective, they had Elongated Man at one point. I think that was in the 70s, actually. So there was only one Batman story. I appreciate that because I like the variety. But I understand, like, Batman stories are more interest to collectors than Airwave, let's say. You know, so but anyway, a great book to get. Thank you to Joe. Thank you for the gift. I truly appreciate it. And it's one of those things that what I appreciate is the friendships in the community. You go there, you see people that you see on a regular basis at shows. You see them online. You watch their videos. They watch yours. You follow them on Instagram. And, you know, it would be quite a lot more boring just doing this in isolation, just collecting the comics by yourself and not having anyone to talk to about it. And those people who have that shared experience, and you can say something like, I got a first Jubilee with the Mark Jewelers. And everyone's, oh my God, you know, it's like, oh, wow. I tell my wife that and she's like, what are you talking about? So, you know, we went out to dinner and I had shown Otto the book before we left Brick House, and he had gone, he had to take his kid to practice. And then he met us out for dinner, and he's like, I've told 3 people that story about the Mark Jewelers, and it wasn't even his book, you know? So that shared interest and that kind of morphs into something that, we could talk about other aspects of life. Like, Otto, we're both high school teachers, so we have that shared experience. We can kind of compare notes and frustrations, and, we were talking about the fact that the students will be taking the PSATs upcoming this Wednesday, and how, we're not sure how that's going to turn out because it's going to be digital for the first time. So if you're a high school junior and you're taking the PSAT, good luck to you. Hope you have your technology all ready to go for Wednesday. So anyway, that is the haul from the Comic Crawl. I'd like to thank the 3 Men in the Basement team. Otto, Roger, Chinmo's kind of replaced Dave, I think, although the other Dave, the brother, was there. And Chinmo, I think, and you have to be of a certain age to understand this reference, is the kind of the Ernie Livingston of the 3 Men in the Basement. First person to get that reference, leave it in the comments below for everyone else. Anyway, you can take a look at a couple of my other recent videos here. And this is Jim saying until next time, enjoy your comics.